Okay, great night of fights. Just fresh off of watching the Tureano Johnson, Curtis Stevens fight, and then Amir Mansour against Steve Cunningham. Great night of fights. Both fights were excellent fights. Now, I told you guys to tune. I told you guys to watch this fight with Curtis Stevens. I made a video because I did my research. I looked up this guy, Tureano Johnson. I know no one has heard of him. But he, after watching a full fight of him against Curtis Stevens, he reminds me of James Kirkland. The way his style is, he's an inside fighter. He just kept his head down, came in throwing uppercuts. He stayed very close to Curtis Stevenson, and he was aggressive, applied a lot of pressure. Didn't let off the pressure at all. Pushed him against the ropes. He kind of bullied Curtis Stevens. I thought Curtis Stevens was clearly losing a fight. I think I gave Curtis Stevens 2 rounds up into the last round, okay? I think the 5th round, I called it a draw. And every other round, I gave to Johnson. Going into the 10th round, I thought Johnson had the fight in the bag. And then you had the stoppage. The stoppage was early. It was a premature stoppage without a doubt. Not the worst stoppage. It was clear that Johnson was hurt, but if anything, this guy has been winning. He's clearly winning the fight. Give him a standing 8 count or something. Don't just stop the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair. This guy has been winning for 10 rounds, and then you're gonna go and stop the fight. I thought that was a little unfair. But you know what? It's not Curtis Stevens' fault. Give him credit. He did show a lot of heart in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he was clearly losing the fight. And for him to come back and stop this guy, and even come back in the 10th round, shows that he has heart. That was a great fight. I mean, everybody's disappointed about the stoppage, but at the same time, the fight was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a great fight. A lot of people, I'm here watching it. I'm here watching it with my dad. He's upstairs. I had to sneak downstairs because I don't want him coming down here with his loud mouth. I can't do a video with him. He's the worst. But anyway, he's upstairs still complaining about that stoppage. All right. But anyway, it was a great fight. I would like to see more of Tureano Johnson. I think he has skills. He definitely was winning that fight. And Curtis Stevens, I know he called out a couple people, but I noticed he called out James Kirkland, and I was like, are you sure you want to fight James Kirkland, a guy that fights just like this guy you just fought, and you were losing to? I don't even think that's a smart fight for you, but I think, I'll talk more now in another video. Now, the Amir Mansour, Steve Cunningham, another great fight. I made a video on that too. I said Cunningham was going to outbox him and win. And it happened. It was clear that Steve Cunningham was a better boxer. Thank God Steve Smoger did not stop the fight. Okay, when he got knocked down, this is what I'm saying. The other ref stops the fight. Steve Cunningham was clearly more hurt than Tureano Johnson ever was in that fight, and that fight was stopped. This is why you gotta do, let these guys get a chance to redeem themselves, don't just stop the fight. It was a great fight. I thought the fight was pretty even for the first few rounds. And then when the knockdowns happened, I thought the fight was going to be over. Even after the 2 knockdowns, he survived the round. Barely. Steve Cunningham survived the round. And then what happened? The 6th round, I believe it was the 5th round where he got knocked down. I know the very next round, I thought Amir Mansour was going to knock him out. And Steve Cunningham showed a lot of heart. He hung in there. He had a bad cut in the 2nd round. He showed a lot of heart. And outboxed him, Amir Mansour. This is why I couldn't pick him to win this fight, because the lack of experience. To me, so far, I like him. He's great to watch, but he's just a slugger. He hasn't shown me that he has any boxing ability, and I figured he was going to gas out, get tired, swinging. He's been swinging and missing. Steve Cunningham made this guy miss a lot in this fight. Okay, and I knew it was going to catch up to him, and this is the reason why I picked Steve Cunningham to win this fight. Okay, so both great fights, classic fights. Okay, I definitely got to go back and watch towards the end of the Steve Cunningham fight, because they ruled a knockdown, a push. I just want to make sure that was a slip. Okay, I thought Mansour kind of knocked him down. I think he landed like a big left punch, but maybe it was a push. I don't know. But I gotta go back. I definitely gotta go back and watch that again. But both great fights. You know, just give me your thoughts on the fights, man. I think both fighters. And let me say one more thing too. I like to see Amir Mansour. I still want to see him fight. I still like him. I think he's still one of the most excited up and coming heavyweights. Even, you know, if you disregard his age and everything, he's still one of the most excited up and coming heavyweights. I hope he continues on the fight. You know, there's a lot of other undefeated heavyweights on the come up that I would like to see him get in the ring with. And be sure to check out, I'm going to put up a video talking about the future heavyweights and stuff like that. So just leave your thoughts on the video and subscribe to the channel.